Hey you guys, welcome back to Rames Games. Few people so far have asked for a video in regards to building a ship. So we're going to cover some of these shipbuilding basics and show you how to make a functional ship in the current build of the game, which is 0.3.3.24. This says power examples, but I literally did nothing with it, so we're just going to go to new profile. You might see a bunch of ships on here that we currently haven't seen in game. If you want to consider that a spoiler, up to you. Always skip ahead to see what ship we just choose. These are all SSC ships and stuff that are around, just not around us. I'm gonna just choose something small and call it Butts. That's fine. So this is our ship. This is our empty vessel. This is what you would see if you had everything unlocked in a ship in the main game and you deleted everything and you wanted to rebuild it, or you just want to do the ship designer or whatever. There is a drill bore, by the way, this thing I've talked about a couple times that shoots out a drill that you can attach to asteroids. Just I have no idea why I have not seen this variant in the game. That doesn't matter. Okay, just a progress update on the ship. Added a bunch of turrets to the front. They're just going to be fixed machine guns because that's what the player gets to begin with. They're not going to be improved or anything. And having mirror mode on doesn't actually do anything about turrets, so kind of a little tedious process, but whatever. They have that, a whole bunch of fixed machine guns. These are wired up between these. All of these navigation selectors are what you're going to want to use with your mode. Stop it. With your little bridge here. Because the navigation selector is touching the bridge will look... Sorry, let me put this in a different way. The bridge looks for these selectors. So because a navigation selector is touching the bridge, it's now going to look for what items are connected to the navigation selector, because this is now what we control. You have up to 4 gunnery selectors and 1 navigation selector. So for your larger ships and potentially multiplayer, I'm just saying, if that were the case, and you had multiple people, then multiple people could perform multiple different roles. You could have some people on small gunnery turrets and more skilled people on your larger turrets. You could be firing in 5 different directions, or 4 different directions, or whatever at once, instead of having to do it all yourself from one bridge. But for the case of myself, I never use more than 1. We're going to use a navigation selector. Go ahead and save the game. We're going to exit and we're going to test the ship that we have. So this is our ship. You can see that we can move. We actually have pretty decent turning. This isn't sped up at all. And you can see that this is getting pretty intense right now. Of course, trying to cancel that spin is a little crazy. I'd love to know how our strafing is. Hard to tell. See, on the map, there's absolutely nothing in here. Our guns work. They don't have a whole lot of stored up energy. I would have expected these conduits to be firing off. I also need to connect. I might put 2 more, another small reactor down here or something. Kind of supplement a little bit more of that. This looks crazy without any armor or anything. Without any structure. But I mean, this is what we have so far, and it works. Your navigation selector or whatever, that's just what I default to. Whenever you use your bridge, you're always going to have your thrust and all that jazz. But we actually currently have a completely functional ship. That was pretty weird. I forgot to actually put guns on these, and they're not wired up to reactors because I was going to wire one up to this down here, which goes to the engines, and then, like I said, I want to fit 2 small reactors over here if I can to maybe power this one. The thing about power is never going to travel between... Save and exit. Go back to design ship and show you the power overlay. You can see that our O2 is not powered. I totally forgot all about that. Your blue are your power sources. So whether you have, again, if you've watched George's video on this, it's going to be a lot better. I'm going to have a link to that below as well. But blue are your power sources. They are what generate power. Power comes from them. Power cannot transfer through them, meaning this conduit up here will never transfer excess power down to this down here. It just all comes from this. Your green are the modules that accept power, except for the case of the heat sinks. They take no power. They simply search all the touching conduits until they get to reactor, and they cancel out all of the heat that they can personally cancel. Let's go ahead and get a other tiny reactors that I could fit in here. No. This is dangerous. It adds a spot in your ship that enemies could just shoot. Go ahead and turn power overlay off. So we want this little dude right over here. This. Ugh. George, add an undo button. Mirror mode is such a bastard sometimes. I'm sure like literally no one's watching this video anymore, so that's fine. But mirror mode is a complete bastard sometimes. Oh, we just need a hallway. Already have that door there. Another reason I didn't want to make this video is because I don't know. There's got to be no retention on anyone's end right now. Like, I'm barely paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm the one playing the game. So let's wire this up to this down here. We can actually, strangely enough, get some more of these over here. We're going to use those to power this turret. Connect those here. Redundant cabling that likely has zero effect on anything, but it's just, it's a personal thing. I like a little bit of redundancy. Then, I don't know how this will affect things. Could just go terribly wrong, but I'm going to put that there. Still need to connect these. Don't know if I want these to connect, but we're going to connect them. It could just literally be the worst idea ever. Alright, so now if we hit save, check the power overlay. This right here is connected to nothing. And now it is connected to everything. See the power updating every time I remove something. Take the power overlay off. Click on conduit so it gets rid of that 50mm autocannon. Let's exit and let's test our ship now. For some reason these aren't working. Maybe it's just because they don't need power at the moment, but you can see that there's no... Oh, you know what? I know what I did. Because they didn't add a selector. These things are essential. So they actually have slots in these that you can put selectors on the inside of. Save, test ship. I hate that it puts me in here, but I'll get over it. Oh, it's because I'm not hitting F1. I kept hitting 1 like, what's going on? Well, I need to hit F1. F2? Yeah. So just to show you that this ship is completely viable. Going to attack this ship over here. And there you go. We've killed the crew. We activate our cargo scoop. Go down here and check your spoils of war. And then you summon a hard ship, bunch of lasers, a bunch of guns that's gonna just rip us apart. And you hope for the best. So, I guess this is it. It's just gonna show that the ship does work. It is fully functional for what it does. We have a decent amount of speed. Decent rotation. And I mean, it eats quite a few bullets. And it has decent speed with cargo scoop on, which was a mistake I made, obviously, but I think the reason the cargo doesn't pop out is because they don't want you, using blueprints and shit like that in the tester. I mean, this ship is actually pretty maneuverable. If I were using this, if this were the single player, I would totally use this ship, at least early game. See, the front of our ship didn't hold up too well. Like I said, the downside of the ship is you have absolutely no control over what you repair, because you gave yourself such few hallways. And obviously we never put any armor in. I didn't think that mattered though. You want things like structure dotted around your ship. Unfortunately, there's very few structure options that are viable. Mirror mode for structure makes things a lot easier, especially since finding structure that works is nearly impossible. Like, even that doesn't work there. That's... Hold on. Found a way to make that work. Your ship will just pretty much fall apart with that structure. Kind of essential. Didn't want to put this here. I wanted to do armor, but kind of leaves me no choice. Can't even fit 2 of those in here, which is dandy. Hey, if you're still watching, good for you. Oh, right. I just think it looks cool, so we're going to put that here, and then we're going to, like, armor this up. A little bit of armor over here. Some armor down by the by the guns. We're just going to lightly armor it. I tend to go pretty overkill on the armor. Give it a good layer around all the sides. I mean, that's basically it. That is your ship right there. Of course, you could just heavily armor the front. Like, you just go absolutely crazy with it because you have all your guns up here. But that is a ship. It only took 41 minutes minus whatever I decided time lapse. Maybe the whole thing. I might just cut the whole thing. I don't know. Kind of neat that you can fit inside this structure. You can actually fit like conduits and stuff through it. That would be useful, but we don't want that. We do here though. Very lack of armor around the important bits. So if you want to know anything else, drop a question in the comment section below. Not that I didn't want to make this video necessarily, it's just it's really hard to make, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because it is involved and it's slow. It's a slow process. But it's a functional ship and it's actually a pretty decently designed one. Wow. Get me out of here. If you don't know, this is the ship from the intro. So, not really a spoiler if you watched or if you actually played the tutorial. I know I didn't cover it. But I mean, this ship will absolutely kick my butt. Like how it's lying to me about where I need to shoot. Kind of unfortunate. I'm trying to shoot above that spot that it wants me to shoot. Whatever, let's just tank it like a man. Be the only interesting thing to happen in this video. Oh my god, turn. Okay. Put him up. We're just gonna go until we die here. Kinda just having fun using this new ship. But obviously, your goal for multiplayer is gonna be to get enough stuff. You can watch these really cool damage animations. Wait, what? Did I actually incapacitate him? I mean, now that our ship's on fire and we're likely gonna die. We did it. Actually, something I need to do is take out their engines. You know what, let's board it. I haven't seen this ship in a while. You know, let's not. Let's just... spawn a bunch of ships in. Oops. I didn't mean to take a screenshot of that, but that's cool. Kinda just a bonus for anyone who continued watching this video for some reason. Oh, they're not happy about the lasers. Computer is not happy about the lasers. See my game, is it like 2 FPS maybe? It's great. I'm suffocating. The corner of my ship has exploded. This reactor down here in the bottom has somehow not exploded. They're also not shooting me. Haha. It's great. They're so worried about each other and the fact that I haven't been shooting that everything is just... Oh, I died of suffocation. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good day and you learned something. And remember to stay positive and all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.